So I've been an entrepreneur for I think for the last 5 years of my life. Around that time, I actually quit my what I've considered my 9 to 5, right? And before I actually became an entrepreneur, I used to be a navigational officer. And being a 9 to 5 is so much different from being an entrepreneur. But today, I want to speak to you in specific about being a Christian entrepreneur because I feel like there's a big difference with just being an entrepreneur and a Christian entrepreneur. And in the shortest explanation that I can explain to you, an entrepreneur is someone who their main goal is to build a business that is profitable, right? Their main goal is to gain profit, as in profit. Now, as a Christian entrepreneur, it's different. Your main goal is not to be profitable, but your main goal is more of being profits, as in PROPHET, right? And being a prophet, what I really mean is that you are speaking over people's life to see the will of God even flow through them. You're serving as God's hands and feet to ensure that they are served well, to ensure that they're seeing Jesus through you, right? And being a Christian entrepreneur, I realized that a lot of people are, and I'm talking about in the kingdom now, a lot of kingdom entrepreneurs are not actually walking out what God has called them to be. They're actually building businesses, but they're building business based on their ambition, based on what they're good at. And what I find is that there's a lack of finding or purpose in the body of Christ. And that's really what I want to focus this message on. Because I was even talking to a group recently and I was telling them the most important day in anyone's life is finding out the revelation that Jesus Christ is Lord, is receiving salvation. That's the most important day for any human being on the earth. And to me, I believe the second most important day is finding out the will of God for your life. Because now you have received salvation, but now you're actually walking out what you're actually placed on the earth to do. You're actually now walking out in order to solve that particular solution that you were placed on the earth to do. Now, if you're not doing that, are you truly living? And I realized that a man without purpose is like a ship without rudder. And I just told you that. But my job I used to sail ships, and I can tell you that when I'm on the ship, and especially when we're at anchor, and the anchor is dropped, it means the rudder is not in use, and the waves and the wind would have basically moved the ship where it wants it to go, right? And it's the same thing. If you have a lack of purpose, if you don't have purpose in your life, what will happen? The world, your flesh, the things around you will push you into places that they want to push you, but you're not really going towards a particular goal. You don't really have a vision for your life that you're trying to walk out and trying to accomplish. And I find it very sad. But the good news is you can find out that purpose. It's not too late. The good news is that if you seek the Lord diligently, that He will genuinely answer, right? This is my call as entrepreneurs, especially in the kingdom, that you don't just want to be working, but you want to be working for Him. And I was talking to my wife and I was saying there's a difference between your work and a job. And for me, a job, you get wages, but to work, you get rewards. And God is calling us to work so we can receive not only a reward here on earth, but an eternal reward. Our job at the end of the day is that at the end of time, when judgment is happening, you want to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. So I implore you, if you don't know what your true calling is, if you don't know what your purpose is, seek and He will answer. I can tell you how I walk out my daily life. I literally live a supernatural life. I literally have two successful businesses where I still get time to spend with my family. I still get time to have intimate time with the Lord. I still get time to be with my wife, but yet still having two successful business. And that's not just by chance, it's because I have found what God has called me to do and I'm walking in that purpose. So there's a grace and ease that is allowing me to carry out His will. And that's what I really want to see. I think that's what the Lord really wants me to help entrepreneurs with, is to find that purpose so you can walk out your God-given purpose.